Live. 80 of the day, Jeff here, Commit Don't Quit, Thursday's journey. On early. You know what, Thursday's a busy day, especially in the afternoon, so I thought I'd come on. I'll probably go on at 2 o'clock still, but it's not always as busy Thursday afternoon, so I thought I'd come on for a bit, come on for an hour from 11 to 12, talk to a few people, go back on at 2, but just helps out with the stream if I do a double live, so that's the reason for the double live. Just gonna have a sip of water. Hope everybody's having a good day. Like I said, it's Thursday's journey. Hope everybody's having a good one. Let's get this started here. We're at the beach today. We're going surfing. Going surfing. Everybody goes surfing. Wish I was in California right now. Actually, I don't. You know, and I love being here with my family. They're the most important thing. So let's get this Thursday started. Anyways, hope everybody's having a good day. Syntax AI, hello. How are you? It's nice to have you here. Thanks very much. We're down at the beach. We're surfing. We're down either in Hawaii or California. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. No, I'm thinking anything spring. I'm trying to get myself pumped up. You know what? It's actually kind of a sunny day out, but it's cold and damp. So I'm dreaming of spring. So you know, spring and summer, and what more than sun, surf, whatever. Just get me out of the winter blues, winter blahs. That's all. Anyways, how's your day going, Syntax AI? I hope you're having a good one. I hope you're having a good day. Hope everybody's having a good one. Like I said, I usually go on. It's 11 o'clock in the morning here. I usually go on at 2, and I'll be back on at 2. Just Thursday's a little busier, so doing 2 lives like this one at 11. I get to talk to some people you don't usually see and stuff. And then at 2, it could be busier at that time. So I just doing 2 lives and stuff. But I hope everybody's having a good day. It's good to see you here. Thanks very much for coming. I do appreciate you dropping in. Thanks again. Florida Greg, hey Greg, how are you? It's good to see you. Yes, Greg, Florida Greg, you're bringing me some sunshine. Yep, palm trees, sun, the beach, thumbs up. As you can see, I'm thinking of anything but what it is right now. It's spring's not here yet. I'm thinking of spring and summer, and all I could think of is let's take us to the beach. So I'd love to be surfing. Well, as if I've surfed, but I would love to be at the beach. I surfed once, but that was almost 30 years ago. Anyways, APAC, can't stay, but I want to say hello and thanks for coming by. Oh, yeah, no, John, thanks very much. I do appreciate it. I realize, some of you at work and that and busy, so much appreciated. This is just, I do 2 lives now, just for probably another week and 2, and then I'll go back just to the 1 and that. But we're getting close now. We're getting close. Syntax AI, it's great. Thanks. How are you? Good. John, and everybody, Rachel, how are you, Rachel? It's good to see you. Thanks very much for coming. I appreciate it. PM's Adventure Vlogs. Hi, how are you? San Diego Barbie, how are you? John, AU Pac-Man, I'm going to make it quick. I know you're just dropping in, but we're just about done Season 1. We're rewatching Game of Thrones, and I saw you on, I think it was last night, and we caught a few minutes, but anyways, we're rewatching Game of Thrones. We're trying to get ready for April when it comes out. I'm getting pumped up. And you know what I said to my wife? I said, oh, that Daenerys, she's looking pretty fine. I better quit it. My wife comes on, I'm in big trouble. Anyways, it's good to have you here. Thanks very much. San Diego Barbie, hi everybody. Celestial Way, hello brothers, sweet mornings, and to all. Thanks very much, Celestial Way. It's great to have you. San Diego Barbie, I'm at work. Well, you know what? As you can see, I'm at the beach, right? No, I'm just kidding. Rachel, just been getting buff in the gym, buddy. That's awesome. You know what? As you can see, I need that too. I need to get out. I keep saying next week, but I have to get out and start walking, doing something, because over the winter I've just packed on a few, and I need to get out. I need to start walking again. Just get exercising again. Very cool. Yeah, John, I'm excited. I can't wait. You know what? I kind of wish I would have loved to seen Sean Bean the whole series. That's one of my favorite characters, Ned Stark. You know what? I love that show. I just love it. I'm so pumped up. I'm pumped for it. Oh gosh. PM's Adventure Vlog. Hope everybody's doing well today. You know what? I hope everybody's doing well too today. It's Thursday's journey. I didn't know what to call it, so it's Thursday, and I'm trying to get pumped up for spring. I keep saying to my wife, it's time to get out, start walking. Usually my wife, she's walking at work now every day on her breaks and lunch, so I'm happy for her. She's getting out. Now this lazy one here needs to get his tushy out there and get walking again. Florida Greg, heard spring is right around the corner. There, Jeff, somewhere. I hope. Oh my gosh, I hope so, Greg. I really hope Florida Greg, but I'm pumped up. I'm getting excited for it. Syntax AI, I have a radio show in my uni, and there was a new role for head tech, and I run for it, and I won the election. Oh wow, good for you, Syntax AI. Good for you. A Pac-Man John says, you will end up like Ned if you keep that up. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. You know, I totally forgot how he ended up in that the first one in that, but I still love Ned Stark. That guy's character, still one of my favorite. I mean, I love Jon Snow, but Jon Snow, Daenerys. You know what? I still want to know how they convinced us to like Jaime Lannister. You know what? How much? I mean, I ended up liking him in the end. I have no idea. I think it's once the what's that? The knight, the big tall woman with the blonde hair. Once she comes in the picture, I think everything switches around. But Desmond Donders, hey, Rachel, oh, crew for life. Hi, how are you? It's good to see you. I knew to lose the belly. Oh gosh, Rachel, so do I. That's my big problem. My big problem. Rachel says, hey Jeff, do you know Sean Bean has lived very near me as a kid? Really? Oh gosh, Sean Bean is one of my favorite characters ever. I mean, love him in Lord of the Rings. Ever seen Treasure? What is it? It's that Nicolas Cage movie, Treasure. Not Treasure Island. Treasure. Is it Treasure Hunters? What is it? Nicolas Cage did a movie, Treasure something. There was two of them. I can't think for the life of me. And Sean Bean's in. I think he's in one of them. I don't think he's in both, but I think he's in one of them. But yeah, Sean Bean, definitely one of my favorite characters ever, or favorite actors ever. Desmond's daughters, hi Jeff, went to make a cuppa. It's good to have you. And everybody, guess what? Do you want to let the surprise out of the bag, David? I'm not going to tell everybody, but you know what? That wonderful news. I don't know if you want to share it to everybody, let them know the good news that you have in that. But I'm happy for you, my friend. Let's see here, Rachel Rawson. Steve Believe, hey, how are you? It's good to see you, Steve. I hope you're doing good. Florida Greg says, come on down here, sunny every day. High around 82 to 84. Oh, jeez. Greg, you're getting me tempted for it. You know what? If the kids didn't have school and we could afford to right now, I'd either take a flight down. I'd actually probably just drive down. It wouldn't probably take me long. Probably 2 days to get down, 2 days to get back. What do we have here? Give me a second here. Oh, PM's Adventure Lives. I'm going to do a live later tonight. What time are you going to go, PM's Adventure Vlogs? Country Cycle Cam, how are you, buddy? It's good to see you. Welcome. Joseph Girl, hello. It's about 2 hours later, Joseph, so it probably wasn't as early this morning. It's good to see you, my friend. Desmond's Daughters Newsflash. Break cables here. Yes, everybody. David from Desmond's Daughters, he has the cable now for Desmond. So hopefully, you know, he can get that set up. He should be able to get out for. Do you think you'll be able to get out this weekend, David? If, anyways, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Syntax AI. I'm going to Comic-Con in March. Going to be dressed up as Jon Snow. Yeah. You know what? I like Jon Snow. I noticed the first season. You know what? It's like there's a build up there, but. Oh man, I cannot wait for the next season. I'm so excited for it. I am so excited for it. Oh, there's the dog. You see her? She must have had some water and some food here. Suresh, how are you? It's good to see you. Hello, everybody. So Rachel says, Sean Bean's from my town. His mom and dad's house I pass all the time. He's still one of my favorite. He's such a good actor. Didn't he have a show, Sean Bean? Did he have a series or something? Unfortunately, they don't play them here, Rachel, probably like they do over there. So I don't know as much as probably, you know, I do love him. I just can't think of, I thought he had a series and stuff, Sean Bean, but I don't know. I shouldn't be making things up unless, if I had good old internet movie database in front of me, I could spiel it off. But Yeah, no, I do like Sean Bean. He's definitely one of my favorites. And I love when Lovejoy, what was his name? Does everybody know who I'm talking about? He appears on one episode. What is his name? Lovejoy. Oh, gosh. An older fella, he's in Lovejoy. I'm sure somebody's going to know he was a detective. They used to show it over here on Arts at A&E. I don't know if I imagine it's probably a BBC show, but there used to be a detective show years ago in the 80s or 90s. It was called Lovejoy. Anybody remember that? And what is that fella's name? I can see him. He ended up in Game of Thrones for a tiny bit, or at least one episode. Country Cyclocam, thanks for the love of my new video last night. Part 2 should be up tonight. Oh, good. Ah, gosh, you know what? Some of the people are crazy, Country Cyclocam. They certainly are. Steve says, I'm fine, thanks. Good, Steve, good. Let's see here. Sorry, everybody, I think I got a little behind here. Suresh says, oh, I'm afraid, Jeff. We'll sink in the ocean. Thanks, Suresh. Gosh. Yeah, no, I love the ocean, Suresh. I love it. I just like the water. I love lakes, oceans, whatever. I love swimming. Joseph says, on lunch break from work. Well, I hope you're having a good one. I hope everybody's having a good one. PM's Adventures Vlogs. Looks like they're going live tonight at 8 p.m. That's awesome. That is awesome. Let's see here. Joseph said laugh loud. I said a dirty word. Wink. Oh gosh, that's funny. That is funny. Oh hey, Walker fam, how are you? Is it Georgia? How are you? It's good to see you today. Hope you're having a good one. Hope it's 11 o'clock here. Just a little earlier. Going on now for an hour from 11 to 12, and then I'll go back on at 2. But Thursday's a busy day on YouTube and then in the afternoon, so I thought I'd just come on at 11. That's all. But I hope everybody's having a good day. I do. Dismas Donders, David saying, hoping on depends on the MOT. Is that the Ministry of Transportation or something like that over there, David? I would imagine. Joseph saying hi to Country Cyclocam. Dismas Donders, he played Sharp. Are we talking Sean Bean? Syntax, do you have the season 1 to 7 on DVD? No, I have it on a hard drive. I do have it on a external hard drive. I have season 1 to 3 on hard drive. That's what we're watching it through, because the program, we watch it through a program called Kodi, and unfortunately the first couple seasons, they're not that old, but for some reason they won't load. So I'm hoping season 4 will load no problem once I I thought it was on Netflix, but I don't think it was. Not that I remember, but it may not have been. But one way or the other, I've got to see the next 4 seasons after we get through season 3. Walker Fam's asking how everybody is. Yes, it's the annual safety check. Okay, yes, I understand that. They do have that as well. David, they do have that as well. Let's see, Flora Gray said, just wanted to jump in and say hello. Hope you're all having a great day, eh? Yeah. It's so funny. I say not a. I say hey, and I think, over the years I've just tried to emphasize hey, because I don't want to sound like all the Canadian dudes on like Bob and Doug McKenzie. Michael Fire, hey Michael, how are you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. You had a great stream. I dropped off the last couple minutes before it ended just because I was going on at 11. But it's good to see you, Michael. Good stream. You know what? If you go to the swim meet tomorrow, that'll be exciting. Well, I'm sure we'll all watching that. I know I'll be watching that. But I imagine you and Monica are excited for your daughter's swim meet. Everybody, you know what? Always talk about Michael Fire Jr. Here he is. If he has a great channel, Michael Fire Jr. there, and he also has a channel. It's called let's see. Sorry about this, everybody. Video content marketing. He has a channel called Video Content Marketing, and he goes live every day at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to check out a great live, and I'll tell you, that's where I first started watching lives through video content. I started through Michael Fire Jr.'s channel, but he switched over to the lives to a new channel called Video Content Marketing, and it's great. You'll love the lives, and I'll tell you, I always say, the reason I started this back in August, literally, I met a woman named Susan from Susan's Creative. And Susan always said the best information to give you after I talked to her for a bit was to come to this gentleman named Michael Fire Jr. So I went over, started watching, met a bunch of people, great bunch of people, and I never thought I'd go live, and then I met a few other people, and from there, you meet other people from lives and stuff, and then I thought I'd try it, and just like anybody, you do your first little bit, and you're nervous and stuff, but it's a fun time, and I've had a blast doing it. But like I said, this for me is fun, and that at the time, once hopefully my wife has given me a deadline to about June or July, then I have to get back at some kind of focus for work. But I love to do this, but I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I've loved doing it, so I'm going to keep it up one way or the other. But it's great to have everybody here. But yeah, if you check out Video Content Marketing, you'll enjoy it. As far as I can see, you couldn't get a better live than Michael Fire's Junior's Video Content Marketing, and please check it out, everybody. Good to see you, everybody. Sorry, everybody. You know what I tell you about these goofy glasses? They have bifocals in them, and they're for the birds. I can't see out of them. I can see better like this. I can see far with these things on, but if I need to look down, I need to kind of focus. I don't know why these glasses are so so much like they are. Rachel, thanks, friends. Hope we can be friends. Yes, Suresh. Scarlock Berto. Hey, Berto, how are you? It's good to see you. Yes, Video Content Marketing. That's exactly everybody. If you want a great live, check that out, please. Yes, and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, Alex, how are you, buddy? It's good to see you. Great to see everybody. Thanks very much. Yes, Michael, Susan is the best. She's, I think she's about an hour and a half from me. She's in Mississauga. I'm in London, which is halfway between Toronto and Detroit. I'm 2 hours from Toronto, 2 hours from Detroit, and about an hour and a half or so from Niagara Falls. We're just in the Great Lakes area, but yeah, we're pretty close to Susan. One day, we'll meet up in that, and I'd like to get to one of the meetups in that eventually. Would have loved to gone. It's just unfortunate we couldn't have went to the one down in Buffalo at the time, but maybe someday. I would love it. I definitely tell Joe that we'd love to go for sure someday. Yes, Rachel, Susan is the best. She's a really nice woman, very, very nice, friendly, and that certainly is. What do we have here? David from Desmond's Donder says, the downside is he met me over there as well. No. As you can see, we're in the kitchen and stuff, but we live in a townhouse, and I don't have another location to go, but when the weather, like everybody says, once the weather's better, I won't be stuck inside, because I don't mind it, but I like getting out too. It's I find I go out more once the spring gets here. That's why the goofy picture, the surf and stuff. I just wanted to liven things up. I just want to feel some sun and stuff. And there is a little bit of sun out today, but it's a little kind of dreary and cold and stuff. So just trying to spice it up, trying to bring some sunshine. Let's see here. Sorry, everybody. Yes. Michael Fire says, Jeff, let's get you working the affiliate income stream. Oh my gosh, that's my problem, Michael. I need to try to do something. I love this, and for a while when I first started, I was putting videos out. I was putting a couple videos out a week. I was trying the lives and then getting two, and then it just started slowing down, and I do the lives Monday to Friday and I started slowing down till then I got one a week. And then now it seems to be every 2.5 weeks I get a video. And we went to Medieval Times. I think I was saying about we went last week in the Medieval Times. We filmed that, and sometime this week we're going to sit down and get that edited and put up. The only thing is, it was great. It was fun. The fella comes out. He does the narration or the show and stuff like that. He's got his headset on. He's on his horse, and he's you're having your dinner. It's like a dinner theater while you're watching the show, and. Literally, it was great. The only problem is, as he's talking, there's music in the background, and it's fantastic. but I have to figure something. I said to Joe, I'd love to figure out how to take the music out. I don't quite know if we can. I said, worst case scenario, if we can't take the music out, we'll just take all the audio out, just put our own music or something in there. But yes, the affiliate income stream, it does look interesting to me. And like I said, like when I sent you the message, I'm not as familiar with it, but the reason I like watching, because I kind of get some tips, but I would never be an expert. But you know what, I can use all the help I can get, that's for sure. Rachel says, I call those kind of glasses. Yes, Rachel, because they're a bit of both. Exactly. You know what, they're great. When I got them, I've had bifocals a couple times now. I got these in last summer, and they work perfect. I can see distance, I can see like everything, but when I have to read, I'm going like, I look like an old person, like going like this. I just can't see for life me. Purple King, what's up, Eddie? The day it's cold, laugh out loud. We got some snow last night. Yes, we had some freezing rain here, and you know, all the walkways or everything's kind of frozen and stuff like that. Luckily, temperature went up above zero, so it's starting to melt this morning, so which is a good thing. Let's see here. Sorry, everybody, I'm a little behind. Sometimes it sometimes takes me a minute or two. I used to keep like an imprint of the chat on through OBS, and I like that because I can read it and I don't have to go back and forth. But I keep a pop-out chat, and it works. But sometimes it gets going and I lose track of the chat. So I'm sorry for this. Fevers and Sissy, good morning. How are you? It's good to see you. Hopefully I'm not too crackly here today. So I appreciate it for all coming. Excuse me, I can't speak English today. Rachel says, bless you, Suresh. Let's see. Desmond says 17 degrees Celsius here, weirdly warm. Yeah, that is actually nice. That is actually, that's really nice, David. Yes, Des, it's practically summer. Oh my gosh, I imagine everybody else must be looking forward to the summer. I know I am. Oh my gosh, am I ever. Peterson, Sissy. Oh, Purple Gang says, well, we got at least 8 inches of snow so far. Yikes. That's, you know what? We've had snow and some storms, but we don't have that much snow right now. Usually by now we do. We just had the cold, but nothing like that. We've been lucky. I shouldn't complain. I can't wait for spring to get here. I really can't. Yeah, that is crazy, isn't it, Rachel? It certainly is. Rachel says, I'm going to get a shot coming to Canada next week. Actually, you know what? I don't know what the weather... give me a second. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. Let me see if I can take a look. Sometimes I have like a little weather app here. I can tell you what... Well, today's 1 degrees Celsius, tomorrow's 1, Saturday's 4 degrees Celsius, Sunday's 6 Celsius, Monday's -3, Tuesday's -1. That's what it gives me on the daily take till next week. But yeah, so it's not going to be too cold, but if you're used to that, it won't be so bad. But if you're not, it takes a little getting used to. But the -2, -3, it's not so bad. It's a little chilly first thing in the morning, but once you get used to it, within about an hour, as long as you have a sweater on or something a little warmer, you'll be fine. Let's see here. Purple King says, I'm in Arizona. It's supposed to be hot. Oh my gosh, is it not always? It doesn't get cold in Arizona, does it? I don't know if it does at night. My parents have been down to Arizona and stuff. I've never been. I would love to. My dad always, when he was alive, he always loved going down there to Nevada and Arizona. He loved the dry climate. He had arthritis as he was getting older, and he said the dry climate was just amazing. And he said, you know what, that must be why most of the seniors go down there, because, you know what, if they're all getting that age and they're getting that feeling, it must just be beautiful to have that for them. They said they feel young again. Desmond's daughter, it's supposed to be cold in Scotland. Rachel says, yeah, snow in Arizona is a bit weird concept to me. I remember going to Lake Tahoe from Vegas. I swear one side of the road had snow and the other was desert. I can imagine probably it was. You know what, I'd like to go down there. I'd like to go to Arizona, to Nevada. I'd love to go to Utah. I love to see some of these mountains and stuff. I'd love to go down there. Never have, but my wife and I said maybe someday. I'd love to go to Vegas. We talked last year. I'd love to go to Caribbean. We just didn't have the money in that to do that this last year. But we talked, maybe going to Vegas. I mean, I don't know how much cheaper it would be, but unfortunately, we probably wouldn't be able to go for a week. But some people go to Vegas, they go for 3. But we figured maybe 4 or 5 days. I don't know if that's too long, but I'd love to go because I'd like to see the Grand Canyon and the Hoover Dam. Not much into gambling, but I'd love to see everything else that's offered there. And I hear you don't have to be a gambler to go. I hear there's a lot of different shows, and I think my wife is really into. Is it Cirque du Soleil? She's seen a few of them, and she's always said that you and the kids are probably just be my wife and I, but she thinks that I'd like the Cirque du Soleil. I think they ended up having a few years ago Cirque du Soleil, a Beatles Cirque du Soleil, and something like that. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing something like that and seeing some kind of show and stuff. Fevers and Sissy says, yes, I want summer now. Oh my gosh, don't you? I so want summer. You know what? I said to my wife, honestly, you know what? Really, this winter here, at least in this part of North America, didn't start. We had a beautiful winter, really, until about a month ago. About 4 weeks ago, and we didn't have really cold weather. We had really no snow at all. It was non-existent. And then all of a sudden we woke up with like ice, and then the snow accumulation. But honestly, nothing until about a month ago. And I said to my wife, I've been complaining for the last month, but really it's not so bad here, to be honest. Rachel says, better bring my big coat, laugh aloud, considering it's 17 here today. Yeah, you know what? I would say, Rachel, if you have a hoodie or something, if it's like it is right now, a hoodie and just some kind of, even a lighter jacket, as long as you have a hoodie underneath a lighter jacket, it's not so bad in this weather that it is right now. But yeah, we have not had 17. I think it's like +1 or 2 or something like that right now. Let's see. Yeah, +1 right now, and I think it's going up to today. Yeah, it's not actually probably going to go any. Yeah, +1's the highest today. And it's going down to -4 in about 4 or 5 o'clock tonight. So it's going to get a lot colder here. But yeah, it's not so bad. But if you're not used to it, yes, probably a little warmer coat. But you should be fine. And I imagine you and Susan probably won't be. I imagine you're not out walking a ton. If you are, just maybe some gloves or something like that. But I'm sure Susan will have gloves and a hat for you for sure. But you'll have a good time. I'm not sure. You're going to the meetup, are you, Rachel? You and Susan and stuff. You're gonna have a blast. You are gonna have a blast. Would have loved to gone. Joe and I, with the kids, sometimes we can't just up and go as much as we like. We'd love to, but sometimes we have to choose have to choose our choices, unfortunately. But one day, let's see. Desmond Saunders laughing. Purple Gang says, "Yes, it snows in Arizona. Who knew? Laugh a lot. I'm in the mountains. Oh my gosh." Imagine it's beautiful, just beautiful, Purple Gang. It's 36 here. Fever Sissy, where are you? I mean, you don't have to tell me the city or anything, but what are you over in? Are you in States or overseas, Fever Sissy? Fevers and Sissy. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't know exactly. My wife is better on that than I am. I know the odd channel here and there, but I don't know exactly where everybody's located. And like I said, you don't have to tell me your location. I just didn't know if you're in North America or overseas. Let's see. Rachel says, I've been to the Hoover Dam when they were building the bridge across it 11 years ago. Yeah, I'd love to go. You know what? It looks absolutely beautiful. The Grand Canyon. There's so many things that look amazing and stuff that I'd love to see. Mike, your homesteader's 40 and sunny today in central Indiana. But that's today. Who knows tomorrow? Yeah, oh gosh. That actually doesn't sound bad, Mike, your homesteader's. Not bad at all. You know what? We go through Indiana just a tad on the map. I always say to my wife when we go down to see my brother lives in Illinois. He lives a while outside of Chicago, but he lives in a little town. But the closest town in Illinois would be Bloomington, Illinois, which is about 2.5 hours out of Chicago. But yeah, on the way down to see him, we go through from Canada, we go to Michigan, then Indiana, then Illinois. But unfortunately, the Indiana portion that we see is just a tad. You literally go from Michigan, Indiana into Illinois, but I think you're just on the kind of the tip of Indiana, so you don't unfortunately see much on the highway. You're literally just driving, I think, for 45 minutes or half an hour. I think it's about 45 minutes from Michigan into Illinois, so you don't get to see as much as you would. When we went down to a few years ago, we went to Missouri, and when we went into Missouri, we went into Indiana. We did get to see a lot more then, and absolutely beautiful. And that we ended up going on the way down into as you enter into Missouri, you enter into St. Louis, and I didn't know a thing about St. Louis other than St. Louis Blues and the Cardinals and stuff. Not much, but driving through it, I said to my wife, it absolutely looked beautiful, and I would love to go back one day. I would love to go back and see it. Let's see here. Roki, you know what? Why can't I say that? Nil Roki Nelki or Rok Nelk. If I'm mispronouncing it, if it was phonetically, I could tell you, but I can't read some of the names, unfortunately. Sometimes it could just be me getting older. But hello, how are you? It's nice to have you here. Thank you very much. Rachel says, "Yep, we are," and I'm so excited. I imagine you are. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have a great time, Rachel. You'll have the best time. And how much better could you have than going with Susan? She's such a nice lady. I think she's about an hour and a half from us here. We live in a place, well, London. It's easy to remember. A lot of places over here, they're named after places over in, I guess over in England stuff. Like we have Ingersoll. Well, I don't know about Ingersoll. We have London, Windsor. There's a lot of places. I mean, we have a lot of places named after places over there, but we also have a lot of native names and stuff like Mississauga, Toronto, a lot of different names over here. But yeah, we're about an hour and a half from Mississauga, which is just outside of Toronto. And but Susan always says, we're that close. Sometimes we'll have to meet up, and Joe said the same thing. But one day we will. Phoebus and Sissy, yes, Michigan. So you're not far at all, Phoebus and Sissy. We're about, like I said, 2 hours out of Detroit, or an hour from Port Huron. Just depends on which way. We're closer. We always usually go through Port Huron because it's easier. We can always get into Detroit and anywhere else. Well, we used to like going shopping. We go to Port Huron quite often, but we always like going over to Frankenmuth and not Battle Creek. Battle Creek years ago, but what was it? What's the place in? There's an outlet mall outside of Frankenmuth. They have that place, Tony's restaurant, where you go and oh my gosh, this is the best breakfast ever. I've never seen so much bacon. You get the platter you get for bacon and stuff. It's almost like they take the pig and put it right on your plate. I've never seen a lot of hunters go down there to Tony's. What is that place? That's where we stay. We stay there and go to the mall and stuff. I can't think of what it's called for the life of me. Simply Shannon. Hello, everybody. Just stopping for a minute, checking the kitchen. The kitchen, yeah. Once I get rid of that, Shannon, it'll be perfect. But actually, you know what? I don't mind it. It's not so bad. I've cleaned it up since the other day when I left all the dishes out. And my wife was ready to. You can see I've washed them. My wife was ready to have me on a platter at that point. But yeah, no, we're in the kitchen. But we always go live here, and unfortunately, we live in a townhouse, so I don't have another room. We have 3 rooms upstairs, one for each kid and then one for us. So I can't really put the computer in as a computer room in the rooms and stuff. But yeah, this isn't so bad anyways. Good to have you here. I really appreciate you for dropping in. I just like to tease. Oh yeah, no, Simply Shannon. I realize that. But you see the surfing in the background. I put it up there. I'm trying to distract from the kitchen. I mean, you're looking right at it anyways. But it's just kind of a distraction, and I'm trying to make it. I'm kind of trying to tease spring to get here as quick as possible because I've had enough of winter. I can't wait to get rid of this and get us back into spring and summer. I keep telling my wife I need to get out and exercise, get out and walk, and get some life in this body here. But my wife, she says you'll get there. But she says the good weather's on its way. The good weather's on its way. Anyways, now that you've heard me yap for about half an hour straight, how's everybody's day going? Anybody have anything exciting going on today with the channel or just everyday life? Slugface for life. I love that hashtag. That is amazing. Give me 2 seconds, okay? I just need some water here. Sorry about that. Oh, gosh. Let's see. Oh, gosh. There we are. I have, I don't know if anybody that was here yesterday, our son, my wife and I, our son was home yesterday. He'd been sick and stuff. We kept him home today too. So literally, he was going to go to swimming lessons last night, and that changed and stuff. But he woke up this morning, he still wasn't 100%. My wife said, just keep him home. So he's home today. He's upstairs. I think we told him he had to have a nap this morning, and then an hour in the morning, and then an hour in the afternoon, one way or the other, just to try to get better. Anthony, how are you? Anthony Fletcher. And Anthony Fletcher is our son's friend from school. Anthony is down in Florida. And I don't know, are you out at the pool, Anthony? Or are you with your mom and the rest of the family? It's good to see you. I hope you're having a great time. Have you went to either Disney or Universal Studios yet, Anthony? I know you were saying, I think you were telling us here, or Ethan, that you were headed, when you were down in Florida, you were going to be going there. How's the weather anyways, Anthony? Hope you're having good. I'm good. Good, Anthony. Good. You're in the pool. Okay, well, that's great. What's the weather like down there, Anthony? I was talking to another fellow, Florida Greg, saying it was in the 80s down where he is in Florida, but hope the weather's super nice for you. No, we did not go yet. Okay. Well, you know what? You're going to have a great time. I don't know if you've been, Anthony, but you'll have a great time. We took the kids a few years ago, and they loved it. So you'll have a good time, Anthony. You will have a good time. Let's see here. Simply pretty warm, is it? Good. I'm glad. I hope you must be having a great time. That everybody else having a good time. Everybody in the family having a good time, Anthony. Hope they are. I'm trying to liven things up, Anthony. I don't have the beach, but we have a little bit of the water. Trying to bring some sunshine into the goofy winter that we're having here. Excuse me. Look, work with Maisha. Hey, how's it going? Good. It's nice to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. Like I said to everybody at the beginning, I don't usually go on at 11. Literally, I'm just trying to change things up here, probably for another week or so, and after that, I'll be back to just the once a day, and that I've been doing 2 lives, just trying to change things up a little bit. I've been going sometimes in the morning, then my regular schedule at 2 p.m., but I went yesterday at 9, today at 11, just kind of changing it up, but probably in another week or so, we'll be back just at 2 p.m., and I won't bore everybody to, twice a day and stuff, but it does help out, and that it really does. It changes things up. You get to talk to people you don't see in that, because 2 p.m. is good for some. It's not always good for everybody, so it is good to see everybody. And thanks very much. Thank you everybody for coming. Work with Maisha, Desmond's daughters, Simply Shannon, everybody, Rachel Rawson, Anthony, everybody for coming. Thanks again. I really do appreciate it. I won't stay on it terribly long. I'll probably stay on for another 20 minutes, and then if people are on, great. If they're not, that's fine too. But literally, I'm just I'm in my yapping part of the day, and that it's a good time. I have a coffee in the morning, and pumps me up. This is the best. Okay, I'm going to show you some. What was it? So my son. What was it? My wife. One of the girls. She works for an insurance company, and they have these companies come in, and they I don't know why they supply the office and stuff with. Anyways, they some of the, I think it's the food vending company comes in, and they stock everything up in the vending machines for them at work, and then sometimes if it's full, they'll leave like a case of pop or chips or something for the girls that work there. So my wife will bring stuff home about once a week. Anyways, my son, usually when we go pick her up, my son's going through my wife's lunch, like her bag, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm trying to see if there's something to eat, Mom." Anyways, yesterday he comes up with this Red Bull, and I don't know if I've never had Red Bull in my life. I imagine it's been around forever, but Red Bull. Anyways, I thought it was a cola, but I think a while ago I had a sip of Red Bull, and it was like a kind of energy drink, and that or fruity energy drink. It wasn't for me. But anyways, this one's supposed to be like a cola, and so I'm kind of itching to try it. My wife says, "Yeah, do that. Try one of those and go live. See you like that." That's what it would be. Oh gosh, Rachel Austin, don't do it, Jeff. It's bad for you. Yeah, no, I don't try to drink that much. That stuff, Rachel, and like I said, I've never had one of them, but I'm kind of itching to try it. And our son, he doesn't drink pop. He doesn't drink anything with any kind of fizzy stuff, he says. So he'll drink like juice, that's it. But like if we went out, he'll never have a pop or anything, which is good. I mean, he's 11, he's not that old. But yeah, no let's see, no sugar, caffeine, and chemicals in a can. David, is it okay? Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to probably touch it, but might take a sip later just to see what it's like. Feverson City's laughing. Rachel says, "It will rot your brain, Jeff. You will be wired, not tired for days." Oh gosh. Yeah. No, like I said, I'm just kind of itching to try it, and you can see I talk a mile a minute. Sometimes it is, and the only thing I have, only caffeine I have in a day is coffee, and you can see that. What is it? Sorry about this, everybody. Where is it? Right there. The red machine, just a Keurig. My wife bought it a few years ago for me, and because I always have coffee every day, and I used to drink at least 2 cups of coffee. I know it's not a lot. A lot of other people probably drink a lot more than that. I always had coffee, and I would always pour, have one and then leave it for a bit on the pot and stuff, and then have one later, like an hour or two later. Good stuff. But after that, usually after 1 or 2, I'd ended up, nobody else in the house, like my wife doesn't drink coffee. She doesn't like it. In the summer she does. She makes iced coffee. Ooh, not for me. But anyways, she bought this, and she says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the little Keurig cups. I tried the Keurig cups. It's not for me. But she bought this little, I forget what it is. It's a filter for the Keurig, but it's like a plastic metal filter or something. You put your coffee grinds in it, and then so it's just like the Keurig little cups themselves. But you put coffee in it, and then 2 minutes is ready. You got your coffee. But I like it that way, and it was like a year and a half or something, or a year. We had that sitting in the house, and she's like, "Are you ever going to use it?" I'd always, still bought coffee, and so, oh no, I'd never use that. And then once I found it, that's become my best friend. Literally 2 minutes, I put it in, boom, it's ready. I have my coffee. So that's what you want to hear, I'm sure of it. But as you can see, I don't need caffeine. I can't. My wife says I should have been like a used car salesman. I probably couldn't sell any cars, but I can't quit talking. I'm like that constantly. Working with Maisha, love coffee, a lot of caffeine. Yes, Rachel. Oh gosh. Heavy Metal Net Magnet. Hey buddy, how are you? It's good to see you. Morning, guys. I'm at work now, drinking my Red Bull. Oh yes. Oh, you must have saw me with a Red Bull, did you, buddy? Drinking my Red Bull. They are not good for us. Red Bull gets me pumped up. I'm addicted to them really bad. I drink a 12-ounce Red Bull every day. Heavy Metal. I haven't had one ever in my life. I think I had one of those, like a fruity drink or something, fruit flavored one a few months ago. It wasn't for me, but this one's supposed to be a cola. So does anybody remember years ago Jolt Cola? Do you remember that? Anyways, my wife's like, she doesn't think I need it. She says I get wired as it is. But yeah, no. As you can see, I'm trying to liven things up. I'm so tired of this goofy weather. We live in Canada and it's cold and damp and ugh. So actually it's sunny out today, but I'm trying to liven up. I just made the image, some surf and stuff. Just trying to liven it up, trying to get spring here as soon as possible. And they keep telling us, early spring, the groundhog, I don't know if it saw it or didn't see it. They said early spring here, and I think they said early spring everywhere, pretty much. Punxsutawney Phil, and here they call it Wiarton Willie. It's just a Canadian version of Punxsutawney Phil. But yeah, they said early spring, so I'm really hoping for it. It's good to have you here. Thanks very much for coming. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, Heavy. And I know you're at work, so you don't have a lot of time, but thanks again, buddy. I really appreciate it. Rachel says, here's a question for you all. I get shot if I ask for decaf in Canada or USA Lafayette because I always drink it. No. Yeah, you can get decaf here. Rachel, I mean, I don't drink it because I know exactly it's not for me. But yeah, you can get decaf here completely. I mean, any, like if you went to Starbucks, McDonald's, any place or any restaurant, you can get decaf, no problem at all. I mean, yeah, decaf just like anywhere else. No, not a problem at all. Oh, gosh. Anthony says, be right back. And like I said, Anthony is our son, Ethan's son. What's wrong with me today? Anthony Fletcher is our son Ethan's friend from school, and he's down with his family. They're down in Florida for vacation for a week and a half. So, yeah, Anthony, you can come back or go have yourself some fun, Anthony. But you're always more than welcome, okay? You're always more than welcome. Hey, Posh Cats Camping, green tea for me, please. Yes. Is it Trev or Trev and Susan? It's good to have you here. Thanks very much for coming. I like green tea, too. Yes, now my wife, Rachel, she loves tea. My kids like tea, too, which is surprising, because when I grew up, I had two Irish grandparents. They were both from Ireland. They came here before my dad was born. And when I was a little kid, now, I played hockey. I played a lot of hockey. I live in Canada. So even in the summer, you play hockey. You play hockey. You're born with a hockey stick here. You play hockey 24/7 here. So needless to say, summertime, it's hot. Your friends would come over to the house. You'd be outside playing and stuff, or whatever. You may be playing tag, whatever you're doing outside. So all the kids would come in the house, and usually, you go to some other kid's house, their mom or whatever, they're going to serve you like juice or like Freshie or soft drink, something like that. Some with ice in it, something nice and cold. Not my grandparents. My grandmother would make me sit down, and she'd have tea. I'd have tea, and we had called them scones or scones, whatever you want to call them. And I don't know how my grandparents lived. They lived on with scones and scones. They'd have those and eggs, and my grandfather would put some butter and some jam, and he'd have his tea. That's all he would eat for breakfast every day, and he'd eat it for lunch. I think that's how they stayed so slim. But yeah, when we're kids, that's all we ever ate. We never ate or drank anything. Well, my grandmother wasn't allowing it in the house. My grandparents pretty much brought us up. They were there from 7 o'clock in the morning till about 8 or 9 at night. My grandmother, she brought us up as kids because my parents both worked, and they would come over, and they were retired, and I think it gave them something to do. So, we always remember having them there as kids. Heavy Metal Magnet says your first couple of Red Bulls will really jack you up, and then you start drinking them 16 ounces, then the 20 ounces. Oh gosh, yeah, my wife will have a flip and attack if I do that. As you can see, I get wired easily. It doesn't take me much. So yeah, no, I used to drink a lot of pop, I used to drink Coke, Coca-Cola, or whatever you want to call it. Drink Coke. My wife cannot stand Coke. She only likes Pepsi, and I'm not supposed to drink it much. So if I do have a pop, usually it's Pepsi because my wife doesn't like it. But I'm not technically supposed to be drinking it anyways. But whatever. Rachel says, "Thank God, caffeine does me no good." Yeah, well, I don't think it does any of us. But I love Yorkshire tea. I never had that, Rachel. I've never had that. Never. Now, my daughter, she's 15 going on, at 25. She's at that stage, these teenagers think they know everything. She loves chai tea. It's not for me. I don't know if you've ever had chai tea. It's too for me. But yeah, the kids, well, not my son. My son is like a little old man. You'd almost think he was like 70 or 80 years old. But yeah, our son, he's 11, and he'd talk to you. Let's put it this way, if there's kids in the room and stuff, instead of talking to like a group of kids, he'd sit and talk to the 80-year-old man. He'd have more in common with him, if you can imagine. Desmond's daughter Dave says, Rachel Rawson on caffeine would be something to see because you're hyper without it. Here, Ethan, come here. Come here, just say hi to everybody for a second. Come here. Say hi.
Hello.
Okay, you go get what you need. Our son's home still. He hasn't been feeling well. My wife said one more day's not going to hurt him and stuff. So anyways, he's supposed to be up resting. I think he's probably playing games and stuff that his mother doesn't know. And I'm his dad. I'm supposed to be watching him, but I know what I did when I was younger, so it is what it is. Heavy Metal Magnet says, sometimes I get too jacked up, my heart races, I swear I'll quit, but then the next day I'm buying some more. They sell them for a better price when you buy two. It's a trap, I tell you. Yeah, no, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? But I hear you. I worked construction for years, for good 10 years back in the 90s, and you know what? I drank a lot of coffee back then, and I had the pickup. I had to go off the job sites and stuff, and back then I was in the fast food joints. I was drinking everything that I shouldn't have. But yeah, my intake of everything was everything I shouldn't have. But I think it's caught up to me at this point in my life. But yeah, take care, kiddo. Oh yes, Posh Cats Camping. David from Desmond's Donders wants to let you know his handbrake cable's here. So he's been jumping for joy today. He's all excited. He just needs to wait, I guess, for the MOT or something that he was saying. And then he red light becomes a green light. Then he's off. Rachel says, I'm fun, Des. There's a difference, laugh a lot. But seriously, though, could you imagine me on speed or something? Madness, that's funny. Posh Cat's camping. I used to drink gallons of coffee when I was in management, but now I can hardly touch it. You know what's funny about that? I used to drink coffee all the time, like at least a couple a day. And then, for 3 years, I didn't have one coffee. I'm one that can stop cold turkey. But the only thing about going cold turkey is I stopped it. I thought I never needed it. Never had it for 3 years straight. Then all of a sudden one day I was out, we're doing something that was cold. Went and got a coffee, and ever since I've been drinking them ever since. But yeah, I need to stick to one of those. Let's see here. Well, you know, it can be bad for us, but sometimes it's hard to say no to it, Rachel. That's from, I can agree exactly what he's saying. Only I know what's good and bad for me, but sometimes, you know, even if it's good or bad, it's sometimes hard to get to that point. Rachel says, "Wait, Canadians call pop too, not soda." Well, I call it pop, and yeah, it doesn't mean that it's not soda. I mean, it's soda, but yeah, I imagine here they call it pop. But yeah, no, soda pop, I guess in the States, or soda, I don't know. But it's just probably. But yeah, I mean, it can be called soda pop, whatever you want, Rachel. But I call it pop. It just doesn't mean that that's what it is. But that's what I call it. But and yeah, you saw Ethan, did you, Dave? He, like I said, I think he convinced my wife today that he was. I think he convinced. He did the old. Oh yeah, Mom, I'm not feeling the best. I'm not feeling the best, Mom. I think I need to be home one more time. But it's funny. The minute we dropped her off at work, and on the way home, he goes, "Dad, put the music on." He's sitting up there in the front, and he's blasting the tunes because you know what, he knows best at this point. Dad doesn't want to hear anything Dad does. The funny thing is, only even at 11, my daughter will get in the car and she wants to hear all this stuff that I couldn't listen to if you paid me enough money. But I mean, I guess that's, you know, what we really like too as kids. But our son gets in the car, and my son likes like the 70s and the 80s stuff. I'm like, how old are you? But yeah, I remember a couple years ago, he comes and he's listening to the song, and I thought, who is that? It sounded like it was something from the 70s. I thought, who is that? And it was this guy named Andrew Gold. I don't know if anybody remembers Andrew Gold. I thought, where the heck did he ever come up with that? I'd never heard of Andrew Gold. Anyways, I looked him up, and I mean, I think the song was Lonely Boy or something, I forget now. But I thought, where did he ever in a million years? He watches YouTube religiously, and he gets the playlist, and you know, he's into Queen and all that kind of stuff. But and he's into Rush. That was always my favorite band, Rush. I'm Canadian, so that's a big Canadian rock band. That, but yeah, I don't really know where the 11-year-old gets his musical taste from. Posh Cat's campus says, Desmond, great news about the handbrake cable. Bet Lindsay's really too not long before you get your freedom back. Yeah, I was asking him, Posh Cat's camping, when he thinks he's going to get it, and he says, you know, once they give him the A-OK, he's up and running. Hopeful for tomorrow, Trev. Oh, good. Heavy Metal Magnet says, Red Bull and cigs, I really need to quit. Bad. I just got the patch for quitting smokes, though, so I need to just do it before this baby comes. Yeah. You know, when is it? When is the baby due, Heavy Metal Magnet? You must be so excited. I remember when we had my daughter's 15. She'll be 16 next month, and I remember when she was born. I remember like it was just yesterday. And our son, he was. I was older by the time he came. I was about 38. He was born 2008, and yeah, I was about 38 when he came, and yikes! But I never thought at that point of my life I'd be having another one. But yeah, you know, the best thing on earth. You're gonna have a blast. Sometimes the sleeping pattern, once you get that down, it's an easy breeze, but it's all worth it. You're gonna have a blast. Yeah, have a blast. And good for you. Congratulations on that. Rachel says, babies are grade A to stop smoking. Yeah, no, isn't that the truth? Once they come around, you start looking at everything that you might have did previously, and you're like, what am I doing? But yeah, no, they definitely are. But definitely worth it. Definitely. And Rachel says, you can do it, Heavy, and not on your own. I need to stop eating crap. Yeah, I there's a lot of things I need to do, Rachel, but you know, it's sometimes hard, but the one big goal I need to do is just get out and start walking or something. I'm not one to go to the gym anymore. I might have did it years ago, but I don't have the time, so I find walking for me is the best, either early in the morning or after dinner, but just getting out and doing something. Dismas Donder says, because there's no good music around these days, you have to go back to the 70s, 80s. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It's funny, our daughter, who doesn't, like, she just likes the modern whatever stuff and all this stuff that I've never even heard of. But now the funny thing is, the one band that for some reason she loves, which I was shocked by, was Queen. And I absolutely love Queen. Still to this day. Every once in a while I'll pull this DVD out. Queen on Fire Live at the Bowl. It's I got it years ago, and it's still one of my favorite DVDs. I absolutely love Queen. Can't say enough about Freddie and Brian May. Absolutely brilliant band. Rachel says, and 90s wasn't too bad. Come on. Yeah, no, you know what? You're right. I just found that once certain bands, like, anyways, it's just getting old, I guess. Heavy Metal says, ETA April 15th, tax day. Oh, good for you. So you must, that's what, just under 2 months. So that's awesome. You must be getting super excited. Are you, you must be. Oh, that's awesome. That's not long at all, buddy. Not long at all. Rachel says, ooh, it's getting exciting, heavy. Yeah, oh gosh, it's going to be such a good time, and that it's going to be such a great time. And you know, everything you looked at, you'll look at 100% differently, just 100%. Bangladeshi Canadian Mom, hello, how are you, everybody? Good. How you doing, Bangladeshi Canadian Mom? Hope you're having a good day. It's I don't know how it is for you, but the sun's out here, so I'm trying to liven it up by just putting some surf, some ocean scene, just to try to get any kind of spring kind of weather looking, just to get some kind of sunshine going here on the stream. That's all. Yes, it is. Yeah, you're gonna have a good time, Heavy Metal Magnet. It'll be such a great time. Rachel, Queen are awesome. You know what? We took what was funny when that Bohemian Rhapsody movie came out. A couple months ago or whenever it came out. It was funny. You know, my wife had saw it and thought, oh, that looks good. I said, yeah, we'll have to go see it, and we'll probably see it on TV or whatever, or on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever it was. And then my daughter, she's like, I want to go to that. And we turned and said, what? She says, yeah, I want to see it. And our son said he wanted to see it. So we ordered the tickets and we went that night. But we were shocked. We didn't think either kid was going to want to go see something like that. But from the time the movie starts to it ends, you know, you totally forget you're watching a movie. You really believe that he's Freddy in the movie. Like, from the time he walks out, gosh, he does an amazing job. Heavy Metal says, okay, back to work, guys. Chat soon. Have a great one stream. Yeah, I'm going to head out in a second anyways, Heavy Metal Magnet. And I appreciate you for coming. Have a good one. And you know what? I'm sure we'll see you before then. But congratulations. You know what? 2 months away is not far. Just less than 2 months away is not far at all. So good luck with it. But we'll see you again. I see you on Michael Fire Jr.'s chat usually anyways. Have a good one. Thanks for coming, Heavy Metal Magnet. Appreciate it. Yep. How's everybody else doing? Everybody else having a good day so far? What time is it over there? Must be about 4 o'clock almost. David and Rachel for you overseas and stuff. Yeah, what, 5 hours difference? So about 4 o'clock, I'd imagine. Oh gosh, I've rambled on for almost an hour straight. Usually when Bob comes from Gil Skills, he'll come on and we'll be joking around. And he'll say, Jeff, pizza. Usually pizza's code for Jeff, say something. And usually when, I'm trying to pull at strings and stuff, because, sometimes it's easy to get on here and talk to everybody, but sometimes it gets to the point where it's like, oh, wait a second. Yeah, when I thought it was 11 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock almost. 2 minutes to, so it's 5. Yes, 5 hours difference. Yes. Sorry about that, everybody. I need new glasses, I told you. I need new glasses. Oh, gosh. It was a good one today. I had a great time, everybody. Thanks again for coming. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Anybody have anything else going on? What time's... Dave, what time's Lindsay finish? If it's 5 there, was she home by 8 or 9 o'clock at night for you? She must be in about that time frame for you. Need to put the clock right. Yes. No, I'm sorry, Dave. You know what it is? I saw it said 11:58 at the time, but in my head I was thinking, oh, it's 11 o'clock, so 5 hours different. I wasn't seeing 12 o'clock. I still saw it as 11 something, so that was my fault. Sorry about that. Oh gosh. Give me 2 seconds. Just sorry, I'm just gonna take 2 seconds to take a drink, and I'm gonna end this in another minute or so. I just wanted to I wanted to thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. She gets in about 9. Okay, so not too long, just a few hours. But I imagine you can't wait for to get home, Dave. I know when. Let's put it this way: on the weekends, we're always joking around about going on your donder, and I'm always talking about just getting out of the house on the weekend. I can't wait for her to get home. We go pick her up. She works from 9 to 5, and so she's got another 5 hours. But it's best time was when she's home and when the kids are home. But on the weekend, she likes to stay home, and myself, I just want to get out of the house. You're in the house all week. I just crave the time to get out. Let's see here. Works midday to 9 p.m. Okay. Poshcats Camping. My music fix is the 70s with Pink Floyd. Yes, Genesis. Was the 70s, was Pink Floyd and Genesis. I'm old biker and progressive rocker. Yes. Oh, Poshcats. I love Genesis. I liked Peter Gabriel. I'm more for Phil Collins just because I didn't know as much of Peter Gabriel's music, but I like Peter Gabriel by himself, but I like The Lamb Lies Over Broadway, or I think that's what it was called, right? We saw Genesis in the early 90s, but that Phil Collins was with him at the time, and I think the tour was a We Can't Dance tour or something, and it was good, but I really like, I love Yes. I ended up starting my Yes, my love for Yes music in the early 80s, but that's when Trevor Rabin and they totally changed by then. They didn't have the Yes of the 70s Yes, but I love me Yes and stuff. Pink Floyd I do like too. I love David Gilmour. Can't say enough about him. Sorry, it's 8:30 p.m. Okay. Rachel says nasty, but I suppose Mrs. Rush Hour, yes, I would imagine, yes. Oh yes, Deep Purple. Oh yes, and Rainbow. Oh yes, Rainbow. Oh yes, my favorites are Richie Blackmore and oh my gosh, Rainbow. I totally forgot about them. But Deep Purple, yes, Deep Purple and Rainbow. Yes, definitely. I'm gonna have to actually listen to some Rainbow. I think later today. I may do that. I may put that on while I'm doing a few things. Podcasts. We live near Rick Wakeman from Yes. Do you really? Oh my gosh. I love Trevor Rabin, but Steve Howe, he was an incredible guitarist. I think, was it Trevor Rabin, Rick Wakeman, and John Anderson? I think they had I don't know if they're still touring, but I think last year they were touring together, the three of them. I saw something on a YouTube special about the two of them. They were interviewed, and Rick Wakeman, you couldn't get any better than that. My gosh, yeah, what a keyboard player he was or is. Yes, my gosh, I'm gonna have to listen to some Yes now. Oh my gosh, Cream, Focus, and Meatloaf. I know also featured. Yes, Cream. Oh my gosh, Eric Clapton. Oh yes. I don't know Desmond's Daughters. I'm gonna have to look Focus up. I've heard the name. Fortunately, I don't know Focus. Yes, Peter Green. Exactly. David. And top of the pile, Peter Green's Fleetwood. Yes, I'm not as big a fan as Lindsey Buckingham, and that's too bad what's happened to Lindsey Buckingham. But yeah, Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, the real Fleetwood Mac. Exactly. I didn't know he was still. Is he still kicking, Peter Green? Over here, they have in the England they have the BBC. Over here, they have something called CBC. It's like the British Broadcasting, it's Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. But yes, a few years ago they did a special on Peter Green, and gosh, that guy had to be one of the best guitarists of all time. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do it when nobody's home. I'll put my earbuds in and stuff, and I'm gonna listen to some Fleetwood Mac. I haven't listened to them in years. Hocus Pocus by Focus. I will. I don't know them. I'm not gonna try to pretend like I do, because I don't. But I'm gonna have to look them up. That's one. You've got me on that one. I don't know them at all. Are they a British band? I like I said, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to look them up. I am definitely gonna have to look them up. Well, anyways, everybody, I really appreciate you for coming. I figured, I should probably end it after an hour. It's been fantastic. I'll be on again at 2, and I mean, I might see somebody, I may not. But like I said, I was coming on. lately I've just been doing extra lives here and there, but I probably will next week, and then after that, I'll just go back to 2 p.m. Like our regular schedule, so no one would be bothered me from that. Let's see here. Desmond's daughter says, I revised for my finals to Moving Waves from Focus, headphones, and on full blast Dutch band. Oh, are they? Okay. Anybody, oh gosh, anybody know a band called Brand X? Brand X, oh gosh, what was the fella's name? The bass player in Brand X. I used to do tech support about 15 years ago for an internet company, and the fella for Brand X, he's the bass player. And Brand X ended up, there was a time frame, Brand X, where they were a real progressive band too. Not Budgie, but Brand X. Brand X, they had, Phil Collins toured with them, and he was on some of their stuff for a bit. But what was this guy's name? The bass player in Brand X. I ended up talking to him for an hour straight. He had problems. I did tech support, and I was on the network, like the help desk department, and after they call in, they try to get tech support, and they can't get any further with them. Then they bump you up to our department, and then we dealt with them. We'd call over to the central office, get them hooked up, change the different circuits stuff, get them running. Anyways, I talked to this guy, and I can't for the life of me remember. He was I talked to him, and I thought, well, man, what are you listening to? Is this British guy? And I couldn't think of what the fella's name is for the life of me, but I thought, the whole time I was talking, he was the nicest guy on earth. He was telling me how he stripped this system apart and how he did this, and I'm like, oh wow. I thought, oh wow, that's the best. You must be listening to some live band. He never told me who he was, and near the ending he did, and he said, oh yeah. He says, that's just the boys, and that they're just we're in the studio. And I said, what are you talking about? He lived in New York City at the time, and I think they're like later part of their career and stuff, Brand X. But this fella, what is his name? Not Phil. Oh, I can see it now. But anyways, this guy, I talked to him, and he says, yeah, we're recording some stuff, and we're just in the studio. And I said, would it be anything I heard? And I'm like, oh, he says, you might. And then I said, what is the name? And he says, so I looked it up, and I'm like, and I started looking, and I thought, Phil Collins. Anyways, this guy, just incredible. And the stuff that they were playing in the background, if I could have recorded it, Piercy Jones, yes, that's exactly it. Desmond's Daughters, Piercy Jones, yes. And Phil Collins was the drummer. I think he might have taken, I don't know if he was playing live for them, but Percy Jones, that was it. Nicest fella. I don't know if he's British or Australian, but nicest fella ever. Most down-to-earth fella I ever talked to. I talked to two famous people while I worked for them, Percy Jones and a guy named Michael Rappaport. He was an actor that did a lot of those mob style movies, like Casino, and I don't know if he was in Casino or what, those kind of style movies back in the 80s and 90s. But I talked to him, Michael Rappaport, but I talked to Percy Jones the longest, and he was the nicest man you'd ever meet. Well, not ever meet, that I ever talked to, but super, super, super nice fella. River Rat Skippy, hey, how you doing? Yes, have a good day, Rachel. I should get going in a second anyways. But Percy Jones, yes, and Phil Collins was their drummer. Exactly, and now Brand X. You know what? I never even knew anything about them until I talked to this gentleman, and after that, I love the progressive music. Yes, was it Percy Jones? It is exactly who it was, Percy Jones. But nicest fella, I swear. He wasn't ever going to say who he was or anything like that, and he wasn't going to. He literally just needed everything set back up, hooked back up into the central office, and he thought it was something with the system. Once we ran through a few things, we found, ran some tests. It had nothing to do with the system. He was ripping his whole, he took his motherboard out. He was replacing his hard drives and all this kind of stuff. I said, I don't know. He said, I don't think it is, but he says, I'm trying my best, because he says, we need this up and running. Anyways, we did some. We called over to such and such. Within about 45 minutes and that, he was up and running. But the nicest man, and oh gosh, super nice. Snap David, yes, exactly. Trev and David, awesome guys. I really appreciate it, and I love that you brought the 70s, the progressive stuff up. That's exactly what I love. I can't get enough of that. I can't quite get into the music of today. There's a new band that kind of, I don't want to say rips off Led Zeppelin, but what are they called? They're a young band. They're probably in their mid-20s or so. They're from Michigan, a band called Greta Van Fleet. Now, that's the closest of all the new music that I can get into, but I mean, I don't want to say they're a complete rip-off of Zeppelin, because they even Robert Plant says, this young kid sounds more like me than I did. But yeah, Greta Van Fleet, they're a pretty decent new band. Well, I guess young band, because it's not really new. All their stuff sounds just like Led Zeppelin. But Percy Jones, thank you so much. I couldn't think of the fella's name, but that's it exactly. I'm actually gonna, you know what? I'm gonna look some Percy Jones stuff up after this. Anyways, everybody, I'm gonna go. It's just about 10 after. I like Disturbed. Yes, I know who they are. That's the bald fella, right, from Disturbed, Posh Cats Camp, and I still follow Steve Hackett from Genesis. He had some good albums. I know Steve Hackett on did he have a band called GTR? Steve Hackett and I think Steve Hackett, wasn't it? I could be wrong. GTR, they were in that like 80s or something. Oh yes, Jason Bonham is a good drummer. As his dad, yes. I think Jason Bonham, wasn't he touring with Foreigner for a bit, or does, or is? I don't know. Working with Maisha. Idiot Day, thanks for all you do. Oh, working with Maisha. Sorry I ramble on sometime, but thank you very much for coming. I do appreciate it. I really do, everybody. Yes, Jason Bonham, that would have been nice to see them, you know, John Paul Jones and Jimmy Page, and I'd love to see Robert Plant. I don't think he really wants to have... I don't think he wants to revisit that at all. But he has a band. What is his album? There's one that I can't think. I have one. It's gosh, where is it? I have to find it. It's I have to find it. Robert Plant. It's Robert Plant, the Space Shifters or something. I have it somewhere, but I have to find it. That's a great album. He does a real good job with it. Robert Plant has been to some great stuff. Has been doing some great stuff recently. Oh, he certainly has. I have that album Carry On, I think it is. I got that last year sometime. I ordered it off Amazon, because record stores don't even exist here anymore. They used to have them in Best Buy stores here, but they've taken them out. They have, I think, one record store left here in Canada, and it's called Sunrise, and it's hard pressed to find a record store to find CDs and stuff anymore. So anything you want, you have to order off Amazon or online, pretty much. But yeah, I ordered Carry On, I think it was, from Robert Plant, and good stuff. He's had some of the, you know, some of the best guitars. I think some of the, I don't know if it's a guitarist, bass player, or keyboard player. I think his one daughter, she married the bass guitarist or keyboard player in his band in the 80s and that. But yeah, some of that stuff, brilliant. His solo work, I mean, Phil Collins, he produced the first or second album of Robert Plant. I mean, I didn't realize, but when you listen to it, you hear the drumming and the production level of Phil Collins. So I do love that. Laugh at that should have been. Laugh at that should have been doing. Laugh out loud. Oh gosh. I understand. Okay, I'm gonna get off. I gotta go get my son some lunch and stuff, and I'm gonna be back on it too. So if I keep going, I'll just run into 2 o'clock. Hey, Mackenzie Burns, how are you? It's nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna close it off, Mackenzie Burns, because I was gonna close. I went on from 11 to 12, and I was gonna close up, but I didn't quite get it closed off in time. I rambled on for another 15 minutes almost. It's nice to have you here, Mackenzie Burns. Thank you so much for dropping in. It's been great, everybody. Like I said, I'll be back on it too, but I should get going, because I should get my son some lunch and that, and see how he's doing that. He may need some cold medication, but I'll be back on later in about 2 hours and that. Yeah, have a fantastic day. Work with my shit. Mackenzie Burns, thanks so much. Posh Cats Camping. Trev, thanks so much, buddy. Desmond's under. See you later, Jeff. Thanks for the extra stream. Oh, sorry. I would keep going. I really would, but I should get Ethan something to eat, because he just hasn't been feeling the best. Bye, everybody. Take care. Yeah, everybody, thanks again, and I will be on back at 2 for an hour, but thanks again for coming, okay? Much appreciated. I really do appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.